In today's episode, we're exploring the concept of design trends, both in the real world and on social media, and how to incorporate those into your brand identity and your marketing strategy. Design trends, especially on social media, should be part of your strategy, but the most important part about a trend is not just following the trend, but to make it unique to you. My opinion on design trends is that you should be following some trends, but you have to make it unique to you. You have to align it with what your overall message is, your overall brand, and your voice has to be a part of that trend. Now, not every trend is going to be worthy of following for your brand, and that's completely okay. First of all, before we get too far away, what exactly am I talking about when I say a design or content trend? Now, if you explore social media, if you're an active user, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, and that's any kind of trend that pops up where you're seeing similar videos, similar content styles. One of the ones that always makes me laugh, and it comes up year after year, is the Spirit Halloween costume trend. And it is so damn funny, all the goofy stuff that ends up coming out of it. The companies and the brands that really succeed at following trends like that are the ones that can align their brand with that particular trend. And that's why the Spirit Halloween costume one is so easy, because you can literally apply it to any brand, industry, or service type. Now, overall, a trend can refer to a theme or a content style or a technique of content marketing that gains any kind of traction and then becomes a more viral piece, right? Think the Barbie trend from a few years ago when Barbie was getting ready to come out. Think the Spirit Halloween trend, or there's a Batman voice cat video currently that's going out, and I've seen probably 50 different cats do it. There's different trends, styles of trends, fashion trends that come and go in each style of marketplace. Your job as a marketer or an owner of a small business or a large business is to understand which of those trends are good fits for your business and which ones to actually pursue being a part of. What are some of the benefits of following a trend? Now, obviously, we don't want to be a trend follower. We want to be a trend setter, right? That's what every brand strives to be, is a trend setter. But there are occasions following some kind of trend, whether it be content or style or business model, can help you grow and be a part of a larger marketplace that maybe you weren't before. The idea of following content trends is that you're expanding your audience, right? You're exposing your brand and your style to new people by following a trend that's similar to what other people are already viewing. Following those trends, it can help increase your visibility, your engagement. It can boost a lot of the metrics that we typically look at when we're marketing on social media. You know, the views, the likes, the engagement, the comments, all that stuff gets compounded when we follow a trend and we do it correctly. It's something that actually connects with our brand, something that our brand uniquely can position itself within, and it allows you to position yourself in a place that you normally aren't, which again exposes you to new people, to a new audience, to new potential followers on social media. Now, I've said it a couple of times already, but I really want to hammer it. When you are talking about following a trend, it has to align with what your actual message is and who you actually are and who your brand actually is. It can't just be fluff, right? It can't just be, oh, this is a big trend, we need to say that we do this, or we need to do this to just be a part of it, right? It has to actually connect with you, because your current audience is really going to feel if it's inauthentic. They're really going to feel it if you're just trying to do it to be a part of the cool kid club sort of thing. And your current audience and your upcoming audience, they're going to feel that, and they're going to really be able to tell, okay, man, this is something that you guys really care about. This is a trend that does actually connect with your brand, with your company, and I can get behind that. I can give you a follow. I can buy your products. You know, I can support your company, sort of thing. And you have to find your voice within that. So by incorporating, elements like design elements or colorways or things like that that are already associated with your brand by incorporating messaging styles or storytelling styles that are already incorporated with your brand, but also tagging a little bit onto this trend. That is where the authenticity comes from. That's where the uniqueness of your own message, of your brand's message, will come from, and connect your audience to that campaign, to that post, to that style, right? And that's what eventually will increase your visibility. It expands your audience because it's so authentic, because it's so you, while also following along with this trend that helps you do that. Let's look at some examples. There's an abundance of like travel vloggers and social media influencers that all they do is travel and they showcase places that they travel, right? So when a brand, let's say Southwest Airlines or United Airlines or like Airbnb, when they try and do something along those lines where they're sharing individual stories of people's experiences, right? They have somebody vlog their whole experience. If they show that unique experience, that can be following a trend of travel vloggers or travel influencers. When you do it in the right way and you do it in a way that connects both the end user, the person who's actually in the video, the one that's vlogging, and the brand in a way that feels really authentic, you start to really see the benefits of those types of things. Obviously, I gave a couple of examples earlier in this episode on some simple social media trends that went out within the last couple of years with the Spirit Halloween option and the Barbie photos. Those two specifically are very, very easy for your brand to jump on the back of and to tweak it to who you are, who your team is, what your message is, and really jump on top of that. In terms of your marketing, this goes beyond just using social media. This could be something like your website. A lot of websites are adopting the minimalist single page style. Very simple, very easy to read, very easy to navigate. Maybe this involves a tech company adopting a minimalist website style, but then including something like some playful animations or maybe some pictures of their team. And then that shows their innovative spirit, their ability to connect with their people, that their people are the ones that make a difference in their business, that they're a playful brand, that they connect maybe with kids. That's a way that they can both jump on a trend that's previously been set while also showing their uniqueness and showing their unique value. Moral of the story here is no matter what kind of trend you're following, whether it's something on social media, something in design, something on your website, or even maybe a business practice as a whole, you still have to find a way to make it unique to you. And that's why I never really recommend like, let's take a full thing from what this guy is doing. Let's take bits and pieces of how this company is doing it or how this brand is showcasing themselves on social media. I really like how they're doing X, Y, or Z. And I'm going to turn that into my X, their Y, my Z, to then create your own version of how maybe that company is doing processes, but having your own spin on it, your unique view of things, your unique voice to where now you can connect with your audience and not their audience. Following a trend can be a really powerful way to connect with your audience, to expand your audience, to garner more engagement or visibility, and really build your brand. And it is something that should be incorporated in your marketing strategy as a whole, but it shouldn't be the only thing, right? You should have your own style of videos, your own style of content, but then you should play off of, okay, how can I build on some of the stuff that's currently working for a lot of these other brands? And this is going to change a lot. The ability to incorporate trends into your marketing strategy means that you're flexible enough to move with the market. And in a digital landscape, especially with something like social media, that changes all the time. I mean, daily. You could see a trend come and go in less than 24 hours. It could hang around for a few weeks, but when you see a trend, it's good to take a few minutes to evaluate it. Like, hey, is this something that works for me? And if it does, then jump on it. And if not, then okay, we'll hold off until the next one because this one doesn't really align with what we want. But again, most important part, adding you to that. Adding you into that equation. Take the equation that's already working, add you into it, and you get something that's really worthwhile. All right, that's it for today's episode. If you found this episode insightful, please feel free to share it with a friend. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast version of the show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or you can find the video version of this and even more tutorials and how-tos on things with Canva on YouTube. Thank you for joining me today on the Canva Code. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button on YouTube, follow me on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, and stay tuned for more insights on how to use design and Canva to thrive. Thank you for listening, and remember, you Canva do it.